Hey there, nonprofit heroes, and welcome. We're Fundraise, and today we're jumping into a huge topic from one of our most popular blog posts. We're going to tackle that big question we hear all the time. How do you raise more money when you're working with less? Let's get into it. So, if you're part of a small but mighty nonprofit with a massive mission, you are in the right place. That feeling of having to do so much more with, well, so much less staff, less budget, less time, it's a real struggle, right? But here's the good news. You're definitely not alone, and there's a super powerful tool you might be overlooking. Let's actually put a name to this. We call it the Community Nonprofit Challenge. And you might be wondering, what exactly is a community nonprofit? Well, it's not just about your zip code. It's really any group of people, whether they're neighbors or connected from all over the world, who are united by a common cause. Think of your local animal shelter run by volunteers, or maybe an online group raising money for medical research. They're both tackling specific needs that other folks just aren't. Look, the work you do is absolutely critical. We know that. But we also know that you're often the unsung heroes. You're overlooked, you're under-resourced, but you show up every single day with this incredible grit. But what if I told you your most powerful fundraising tool has nothing to do with your budget? What if it's something you already have in spades? Well, it is, and that secret weapon is storytelling. And that brings us to a core belief we have here at Fundraise. Awareness evades apathy. Just think about that for a second. People usually don't give because they don't care. They don't give because they just don't know. Your stories, they're the bridge that connects your incredible mission straight to their hearts. Okay, but the million-dollar question is how? Right? How can your small nonprofit possibly generate huge awareness when you don't have a huge budget? That is exactly what we're going to break down. And hey, don't just take our word for it. The science totally backs this up. Dr. Jen Shang, who's the world's very first PhD in philanthropy, calls this the very first psychological step. It's that initial spark, An image, a short story, that's what can turn someone who's just scrolling by into a lifelong supporter. All right. Enough theory, let's look at how this actually plays out in the real world. Here are 4 incredible organizations that are just nailing the art of storytelling. First up, let's talk about the amazing team at Feeding Tampa Bay. So here's what they do so well. They go way beyond just statistics. Instead of saying, we feed X number of people, they show you. They share personal stories and really compelling photos that create an immediate emotional connection. It turns a huge abstract problem into a person with a name and a face. Next, let's check out the People Concern. They provide essential services for people experiencing homelessness in Los Angeles. Their whole approach is about transparency and telling a bigger story. Their impact report isn't just some boring PDF with numbers. It's a narrative told through a timeline with powerful photos. It builds this incredible amount of trust and shows donors exactly how their support is creating change, one step at a time. Okay, now let's see how video can take all of this to the next level. Our third example is Rising Tide, an organization that empowers youth and families in Long Beach. This is so smart. Their key tactic is video. They put a highlights video right on their campaign site featuring community members, and they let the people they serve tell their own stories in their own words. That creates an authentic connection that, honestly, text just can't match. And finally, an organization we all know and love, the YMCA. This is proof that this strategy works no matter how big or small you are. They're absolute masters at connecting data to humanity. What they'll do is they'll share a powerful statistic, like the number of kids in their after-school programs, and then, bam, they'll immediately follow it up on social media with a photo that shows you the real faces behind that number. It makes their impact feel so personal and so undeniable. Okay, are you feeling inspired? I hope so. Let's channel that energy into some real action. Here are 5 creative crowdfunding ideas that you can totally adopt for your own organization. Now, these aren't just events, they're platforms for storytelling. A cookout for a cause is a relaxed way to build connections. A community conversation raises awareness. A color campaign can create a viral social movement. Benefit concerts tap into whole new audiences. And a youth power summit empowers the next generation. The secret is just to pick something that really fits your mission. Phew, that was a lot of information in a little bit of time. So let's boil it all down to the most important stuff you need to remember. Okay, if you remember nothing else from this, remember these 4 things. 1. Awareness is the antidote to apathy. 2. Storytelling isn't just fluff, it's a core driver of your revenue. 3. On social media, your creativity is way more valuable than your budget. And 4, maybe the most important one, you don't have to do any of this alone. The truth is, you already have the most important ingredients: your passion, your grit, and your amazing stories. With a little creativity and the right tools, like a fundraised campaign site, you can bring those stories to life and inspire your whole community to give. So what do you say? Are you ready to get fired up with 16 more ideas to take your fundraising to the next level? Of course you are. You can find all 21 of these creative ideas in the full blog post over on our website. We've dropped the link right there in the description for you. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.